This episode you're about to view is based on an early alpha build of some new projects we're working on here at Kabam. Things are still at a work in progress stage and subject to change, so keep that in mind while you're watching. We hope that you like what you see so far in this new format for the Summoner Showdown 2021.
Welcome to Summoner Showdown 2021, where summoners get to showcase their skills for the world to see. And now we have our winners from our 3 qualifier matches of Nameless King Groot, Nameless Scarlet Witch, and Nameless, say it with me now, Hyperion! Now, each region's winners get to meet in the Battle Realm to find out who reigns supreme in their respective region. Then, they get to move on to the final stage. This is Summoner Showdown Semifinals. To decide who moves on to the finals, each region will run a series competition where their 3 winners will go head-to-head in a brand new fast-paced 1v1 competitive experience built on the foundation of last year's Summoner Showdown. Let's check it out. Similarly to last year, all 3 semi-finalists from each region will face off against each other in a series format, putting their brains and their thumbs to the test. The winner of each region's semifinals will fight for the title, the trophy, and the glory of Summoner Showdown 2021. Alright, now, while this year's Summoner Showdown is similar to last year, there are some key differences. First off, with the new format, all aspects are being played in-game, which gives you a very fast-paced and exciting way to play. And there's some new rules going on here in the way that we score. So John, my main man, take it away.
Thanks, Dave. I'm super excited for the Summoner Showdown 2021 format. Let's go over how you get points in this new mode. So here we have 3 main areas that we're going to be scoring you on. The first and the biggest is going to be Defender HP remaining. This is where the brunt of your score is going to come from, so you're always going to make sure to push that opponent down and KO them if possible. Secondly, we want to see some aggressive play coming out of our players this year, so we're actually rewarding them for having quicker fights. That means the more aggressive you play, the faster you get that opponent down, the more points you'll earn. And lastly, if you KO the opponent, we also have attacker HP remaining. That means after you successfully KO the opponent, the more health that you have, the more points you'll get. So with all 3 of these combined, this is how we'll be deciding who wins each round of the Summoner Showdown semifinals and finals.
This year, each summoner will create a deck and recruit 30 champions to use in the Summoner Showdown tournament. When ready, they enter into a picks and bans phase, where each summoner will ban 3 champions from their opponent's deck. However, this remains hidden from their opponents until all bans are chosen on both sides for that round. From there, we enter into a snake draft, where a single champion pick starts at the beginning of the draft with the first summoner and ends with a single choice with the second summoner. This single choice will pull from 3 random selections out of their respective decks. Now, in between, both summoners will alternate 3 rounds of picks and choose 2 champions at a time, pulling from 5 random options out of their remaining deck to populate their hand. Now, they've got to make their selections within the time limit, or risk a forced random pick. Keep in mind, their chosen champion can be used for either attack or defense, so they've got to choose wisely. Once chosen, unselected champions return to their respective decks, and we enter into the battle phase. For a single round, the player that selected their champion first in the draft will go first. Each summoner will take a turn to place their defensive champion, followed by both setting their respective attackers. Once a champion is used from the summoner's hands, they can no longer use that champion in any future defense or attack placements for the rest of the match. From there, the match begins, and each summoner will enter into their respective fights. For each round, scoring will be based on the defender's hit points removed, time remaining, and the attacker's remaining health. The first summoner to take the best of 3 rounds wins the match. From there, The summoner with the best set of matches will be the winner of the Summoner Showdown semifinals for their region. That skilled summoner will find themselves among the best of their respective regions, waiting to take the throne in the finals of this year's Summoner Showdown. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to Summoner Showdown. We're in the thick of the finals right here, right now. And I'm with my main man, John. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing awesome. Super excited for these finals to get underway. We have some amazing competitors from all over the world that have already shown some amazing fights.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Each one of these finalists swept at least one round in their respective semifinals. Some pretty exciting matches, to be sure. Now, we got a chance to catch up with our players and ask them about their decks, nodes, and strategies. Let's see what they had to say.
Well, I made a few changes to the deck to try to counter the buffet node.
Well, I had to build them differently based on the nodes we have this time.
I'm still keeping my same deck and masteries. No change to them.
Do you have any maybe teasers you could give us of some of the interesting picks you've got coming into the finals?
Well, I have one of Sweden's favorites again on my team.
Apocalypse, that's for sure. I believe I will see him.
I've made a few swaps. I think I have Spider-Man 2099 in there.
Well, the latest champ as well, Penny Parker. I believe I will see her there inside as well.
I added Despair to try to minimize some of that healing.
Is that possibly a Kamala Khan in the finals to clinch the win?
Not this time.
You'd be very brave to do that one.
Oh man, sounds like we have some boss level strategies ready to be witnessed heading our way with lots of action with this first round one fight coming up. Fintech versus Yandaus. All right, man, we've got Fintech versus Yandaus here.
Yeah, excited to see the first fight of the finals come in here. We see that Penny ban coming in for Yandaus. That is a staple of the bans we've seen through almost all of the semifinals. Definitely a tough attacker and defender to deal with. So really loving that Penny ban here as well.
Yep, the Doom ban right there. And getting rid of Human Torch. It sounds like he's looking to make some Mystic plays here.
Yeah, I do like the Torch ban a lot. If you're planning on using Mystics or even as an attacker or as a defender, getting rid of that Human Torch opens up a lot of possibilities for you, as he is one of the best Mystic destroyers in the game. And yeah, that Doom ban as well, a great option to get rid of.
Yeah, and on the other side, we've got a Void, a Warlock, and a Claire ban. I'm liking the Void option, because then that means you can't really sit on your laurels. He's going to be doing damage to you, and that's a pretty painful fight if you're not ready.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, an amazing attacker as well that we've seen a lot of people bringing in here. But we do see the Wolverine Weapon X picked up for Fintech. An absolutely amazing defender. One of the hardest in the game to deal with if you don't have the right option. But it does look like Yandaus has a pretty good option here in that vision.
Yeah, I see that. That's been a very popular choice throughout the Summoner Showdown in the semifinals, and we're seeing it again here in the finals.
Yeah, and we see Mysterio as well. Lots of onus on Mysterio in specifically the European semifinals. We saw him in most of those series. Very, very powerful defender. We do have a different node combination today to deal with, so interested to see how he fares up with those. And then on the other side, we see the Mojo coming in for Fintech as well as Tigra.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about our node combination today so that we can add some more context to the picks that we have.
Yeah, so similar to last time, we have another super version of a classic buff that our players are used to. We have Super Buffet today, which means whenever you trigger a buff, they will eat that buff, get some health back, and they will also take that buff as their own for the next 7 seconds. So you gotta watch out not to give them too many buffs. We also have Window of Opportunity Stun today to deal with. So Window of Opportunity Stun, there will be a timer. If you try to stun the opponent during that timer, it will reflect the stun back to you. Once that timer is over, you can stun them for the next period of time, and then once it comes back, again, you gotta watch out for those stuns. And as the last one, we have Rich Get Richer, which is the more buffs on either the attacker or defender. Whoever has more will gain more power. But looks like we're getting into the defenders here. Some great defenders and attackers on both sides to pick from.
Yeah, and it's pretty open season here. I don't see Fintech using Tigra as a defender, but he jumps right in with that Weapon X. That's a great pick for him.
Yeah, totally agree. Not a lot of great options to deal with this. Warlock is definitely the marquee one you want to use into that Weapon X, but not available in the draft here. And then we see the Ebony Maw coming in from Yandaus. Another great defender we've seen a lot of people using and pressuring in this one.
Yeah, I really like that, especially getting that Empty Fury, which is just going to give him a buff to take and heal up on. So that could be a pretty painful interaction.
Yeah, for sure. And we see Yandaus going for the Mysterio here. I think that's actually a solid pick as well. Mysterio has some great heal block potential if you need it. He can apply poisons, which will reduce your healing. So this is also actually a pretty great option as long as he's able to kind of stay in control of the fight, which is by no means an easy thing to do against this Wolverine Weapon X.
Yeah, absolutely. So that window of opportunity, you want to make sure that that they are staying clear of that. It's not as menacing as the Super Masochism Stun Reflect, because at least you have a little bit more control over it. So let's see him take advantage of that here.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely gonna have to keep our eyes peeled on that. Gets clipped there. It's gonna be some big bleed damage coming in. Unfortunate, but I do like the use of the special one there. So if he has any dots or gets clipped again, he gets a lot of time to try and get that damage reflected back onto Wolverine.
Absolutely. And it looks like Limber had a little bit to do there with that first parry. He recovered really fast, and unfortunately that got him comboed in the face.
Yeah, for sure. And we see Wolverine just ending his rage there, but he's got to be careful right now. Oh, he had the dexterity that he stole from Super Buffet, giving him that extra power with Rich Get Richer, and you see him just trickle up to that special 3. Oh, is the bleed it?
Just narrowly. Oh, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going to survive there. Maybe he could have topped up a little bit there with the adrenaline, but just not enough time. Took a few hits there unnecessarily. I feel like he may be regretting a couple of those moves there. Limber, I think, was the culprit. Got him attacked pretty early on. That kind of took him out of his stride. But let's see how we do in our next fight. Okay, we've got a Tigra here up against Yandaus' Ebony Maw. Now, Fintech really loves his Tigra.
Yeah, you can see him going for the spacing on the heavy attack there, throwing that light attack in to try and make sure he gets the heavy. Just falls short on the first one, but now he's got him in the corner. And yeah, he knows how to control this character like an absolute beast. And I fully expect him to just give us a showcase of everything this character has to offer.
Oh, yeah. He knows exactly how to get right on in, using those light attacks to inch himself forward just to make sure that his heavy attacks connect. Because you need to make sure that you are responding directly right after a special attack or a heavy attack in order to really gain those, neutralize and get those ruptures on.
Yeah, so far an absolute masterclass on how to use Tigra here, especially in a difficult matchup like Ebony Maw. Great stuff here, has only taken one degen. Great job dodging there as well, and really just looking to close this fight out now. Goes for the special one to make sure he has his hunter senses ready to go again. And
oh, very, very great move. Oh man, he just missed it. But it looks like he's going to make up for it right here. Can he finish this fight out?
Ooh.
Oh, goes just a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Misses that little window of opportunity on Tigra. Oh, and just narrowly misses it there at the end.
Yeah, getting a little bit too aggressive there, but a great fight nonetheless. Excellent work by Fintech, and he will take round 1 there. All right, getting into round 2. Let's see who they've got. There's a couple interesting defenders here. We see that Fintech actually drafted the Yellow Jacket. Curious to see if that comes into play. Love to know kind of what the thought is on bringing Yellow Jacket today. Yeah, he's definitely a tricky defender to deal with, especially if you get clipped by one of those pesky special ones.
Yeah, and we had a Mojo coming in here. I was actually kind of surprised we didn't see the King Groot drop down as a defender. That healing is already a pain to deal with. Lots of shrugging, and if you're not careful, he can really take you out. But it looks like he's... Oh, you almost took him on as an attacker, but switched it to Hit Monkey.
Yeah, I agree that Kinger could definitely be tricky, especially with this Rich Get Richer node. That special 2, impossible to deck, so going to be super tough, but I think both of these matchups are going to be very tough to deal with too. Mojo, no slouch on defense. I think maybe the game plan here is going with Hitmonkey and just try to get as much damage in as quickly as possible with those 3-hit mediums and those big bleeds.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for here. Let's see how fast he can take him down, if he can take him down at all.
Yeah, for sure, no kidding. Mojo is super tough defender to deal with. Somebody that benefits from longer fights, and Super Buffet going to help him a ton with that. Great evade there, not actually triggering the death field right away. Does get it now. Looks like he's going for these 5-hit combos, going to just try and get as much damage as possible in. Yeah, that window of opportunity ticked off during the stun there. So during the stun, he went stun immune, which means that he will be shrugging off the debuff. Yeah, Yando's fighting to get control in this fight again, though.
Yeah, he had a bit of control there at the beginning. Had that triple stack of backdraft intercept, which is really great, and he comboed that right into a 5-hit combo doing the special. But it looks like he's just going for broke here, pushed him right into SP3. And yeah, that's unfortunately how this monkey is going to go down.
Yeah, probably trying to avoid triggering the Super Buffet again there. Doesn't want to heal up the Mojo while trying to bait out a special. Looks like he'll just live here, but that degen's going to come in. Can he keep these attacks going, get that adrenaline? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think he probably just needed to launch that special at the end there to gain the extra damage, as you do gain more health off of specials than you do off of just basic attacks when it comes to adrenaline. So close. He really had a tough battle there at the end.
Yeah, very close fight, and Mojo is a very tough to defender to deal with, but great work by Yandaus there. And let's see if Fintech can answer back and close this one out in a 2-0 fashion. Alright, so we have Mephisto here. Mephisto actually kind of helps you out in this a little bit early with that Soul Imprisonment. You won't be triggering the Dexterity buff at all, which means he won't be triggering Super Buffet.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really liking this pick here. A lot of us were looking at this as to wondering why he would bring that in, but he is not taking any damage off of Mephisto. So there's your answer right there.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket, a great matchup into Mystics. Great at dealing with Unblockable, great at dealing with healing as well. So I'm curious to see if maybe he's able to line up that Meltdown phase and this special 2 with Mephisto's regen if he can get him down to that 30% and just totally nullify it out. Once you see him get into that Meltdown phase 2, he's going to start doing some major damage.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it in action.
Yeah, a lot of specials coming out of Mephisto here, though. Lots of Aura of Incinerations going on. Very tough stuff to deal with. He is healing more again, but he is in that Meltdown phase now, so he's going to get all those big bursts of damage, and he's also inverting healing. Looks like he's actually trying to use that as much as possible to trigger the Super Buffet.
Yeah, not only that, if he's running Mystic Dispersion here, all of those nullifications of the buffs stealing is also going to grant him some power. Looks like he jumped in there, got a special 3, and he's going to top up his health here and maybe give him a second win.
Yeah, really loving the use of Yellow Jacket so far. I think that Hero Reversal is definitely something a little bit underrated here and going to help him a lot in dealing with that Super Buffet node. Just unfortunately that there's so many Aura of Incinerations coming in here for this Mephisto, making this matchup very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, but he's dancing around here.
Wow.
Let's see if he can. Boy, wow, right there, right on the line. Just a sliver left to get to the SP3.
And you know what? After that special 3 from Yellow Jacket, it's actually great now. Mephisto's going to be launching a ton of specials with all of these Aura of Incinerations, and he's just constantly triggering that huge power swing from Yellow Jacket. Actually, such an amazing matchup for Yellow Jacket here.
Yeah, just narrowly missing that special 1. I think he really needed that, but all he has to do here is
he's got so many power stings.
Special.
Whoa.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Nice.
Oh, there he goes.
Excellent work. Wow. Excellent use of Yellow Jacket there by Fintech. Amazing stuff. I was questioning the pick going in, but boy, was I proven wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. So he got himself a 2-0 run, and just want to mention here that he had a rough time there at the beginning. Wasn't getting the rolls. Got a few hits there, and I thought it was over, and he just turned it around, refilled up using adrenaline on that special 3, and just took the match at the end. That's a very impressive look.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent execution by Fintech there. Some really great drafts too, with some, I guess, less popular characters you see there coming in with the yellow jacket. Really, really amazing stuff to come up with that matchup and to have that knowledge.
Absolutely. Now, we got some more fights to watch. Next up, we've got Yandaus versus Happy Mcmuffins.
Getting into the draft here, we have round 2, Happy Mcmuffins versus Yandows. We're getting into the bands. Immediately, we see that Penny Parker taken out.
Yeah, that is a staple in this game right now. And we have just coming off of a 2-0 win with Fintech and Yandaus. It's looking like 2-0 is going to be the set standard for our matches going forward. So hopefully these guys can pull it off. We got some pretty great bands here. We got the Penny band that you mentioned. We have Mephisto, and we have Bishop, which is also another staple in the contest here.
Yeah, ever since that rework on Bishop, people are really valuing him as a very tough defender. We saw just in the last series here that Mephisto also very tough. Great job on Fintech being creative and taking him down, but that was no means an easy fight.
No, not at all. And starting up the snake draft here, we've got Happy Mcmuffins with his first choice. He goes with his favorite, Punisher 2099, and he's keeping that collar tech on, and you saw how effective that was last year.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely an undervalued mastery. Even Happy himself claims it, in a really amazing one when you bring the right characters. We've also seen a lot of onus on Vision in these series, so another tech character that you can use that collar tech for. We see the Void and the Clairvoyant coming in for Yandaus. Both of those real great jack of all trades. Void going to be awesome for reversing the healing of the Super Buffet. So yeah, super great draft so far on both sides.
Yeah, and we've got the Spider-Man 2099 there for Happy Mcmuffins, bringing in no buffs. And we have one of my favorites, the Kingpin, is making a return.
Yeah, great to see Kingpin come out too. Another one of those characters that got a rework and kind of just, you really glowed up a lot with it. Very powerful defender and attacker. Very useful on both sides, so great to have those jack of all trades characters. But of course, we didn't see him in the bands, which means you can almost guarantee to see him in these picks. We see the Mojo picked on both sides.
Yeah, I see that. And we've got 2 more to go here. No, actually, we have 3 more to go here. He's got 4 out of 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do like the Spider-Man 2099 pick on Happy Mcmuffin's side, especially dealing with Super Buffet.
Yeah.
It's because he's not going to gain any buffs, and we're going to get a chance to see what he can actually do if he does make it into the attacking spot.
Yeah, love the Spider-Ham pick here too. Very tricky defender to deal with. That evade coming up, the unblockable he's going to get, applying lots of debuffs to you. You can really never use your special attacks because of the Porker Poppers. Very curious to see if we get to see the Spider-Ham show today. But I see the Nick Fury here, and I got to think about if anyone's got to bring him yet. We still have not seen a single Nick Fury picked in the entirety of Summoner Showdown yet. So I'm very curious to hear about maybe why these guys haven't been picking it, or if we're going to see it today.
Yeah, you're right about that, because I was wondering, hey, with unblockable specials all the time, Nick would almost be a sure win right there.
Yeah, for sure. But we see the Torch and the Dormammu here. I like the Dormammu pick a lot, actually, because Super Buffet is going to immediately remove the dexterity anytime you trigger it, which means rather than having to sit on it for a little bit like you normally would, he's going to immediately apply that degen to you as soon as you trigger it.
Absolutely. All right, looks like we are locked in here. So we've got a Mysterio, which is also another staple of this contest.
Yeah.
I wonder who he's going to pick for his defense.
Yeah. I gotta say you gotta go with the Mojo here. We've seen so much pressure put onto this character and so much onus. I feel like he's been picked or banned in every single series so far. Such a powerful character. But you can see Happy really taking his time here to go through his opponent's roster. Yeah, and he goes with the Kingpin.
Yep, I agree, because that's going to give you double pressure here, because not only is he going to be removing your buffs, but he's also going to be removing your debuffs, so you kind of got nothing in that match.
Yeah, and Yandaus does not have a great answer to that Kingpin either. No mutants on the roster here, and nobody to deal with that Purify chance, so a great pick there, and we see him answer to the Kingpin with his Mysterio.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna have to choose someone that either has something passive for him, or I don't know, man.
Yeah, this is
don't
a tough
know.
one. Oh, and he goes for Mojo as an attacker. Very interesting. Yeah, I think Mojo is a great attacker, maybe a little bit more powerful as a defender, but very, very useful. He's going to have regen, which is going to let him stay in those fights longer. He's going to be able to make sure that the unstoppable that Kingpin has just disappears very quickly. Yeah, we see the Punisher 2099 come in for Happy Mcmuffins to go up against that Mysterio, and he's bringing in that collar tech that we've heard him talk so many times about. Seems like this could be a pretty great matchup for him.
I agree. Yeah, let's take a look at this match. I'm excited to see the return of Punisher 2099 and collar tech.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta think here that he's probably gonna start this fight off with a special one if he can get that battery fully charged and keep it going for as long as possible. Curious to see if he will go for a special 2 in this fight. Armor breaking Mysterio is very handy, and just look at that power. He's gaining almost no power from these combos while this battery is charged up.
Yeah, I am liking this quite a bit. And he goes for the just under the special 2 just to make sure that he can get in another one of those special ones whenever he is ready. I really like that strategy. I'm a big fan of just under the special 2.
Yeah, and just great power control coming out here with that maxed out color tech. If I didn't know any better, I would assume he's giving him no power whatsoever. Really, really great stuff here. Goes for the special 2. That's a huge armor break, spiking his damage really hard and making sure Mysterio does not have any extra charges while his helmet is cracked.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm really liking this. He actually opted to go for special 1 to special 2, but he finishes off the match with another special 1. He rinsed that fight. I don't think he tried.
Yeah. Well, we've definitely seen Happy put on a masterclass with Punisher before. Absolutely beast mode there with that Punisher 2099 and collar tech. That's going to be a really tough one to follow up on. Let's see if Yandaus can do it.
Okay, Yandaus coming in here with Mojo on attack. You got the 2 big boys of the champions coming out here duking it out.
Yeah.
So all he's got to do is get past that stunning reflect. I think he is now in the clear. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, this is going to be a super tough matchup for Mojo too. You're going to have to be very careful. If he does roll that stun a champion, well, window of opportunity stun is up. That means he will not be able to get that prompt, and he will lose his followers. So yeah, gets clipped there. This is a tough matchup. That Kingpin is also healing a ton with those rage, because Happy Mcmuffins does have willpower on.
Yeah, this is looking really rough. It looks like he can barely whittle down that health there.
Yeah, tons of healing coming out, and all of that extra power gain that he gets with those rages. Really gonna want to try and push him through that. A big boon here is that those degens are passive, so that means Kingpin cannot shrug them off. So hopefully he can get some big damage out of this special 3.
Yeah, I think playing around that special 1 is going to be the best bet here for him. It's really easy to dex. It gives you a lot of openings, and it looks like that's the way that he's going right now.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he took a couple hits right there. Jumps into the special 2, but now he has a very difficult special to dex right now. And he's just going for damage here. I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. If you have the death field up, you can definitely try to bait that special 2 to help all of his buffs end quite a bit faster, get a couple degens going. But yeah, not an easy fight by any means. Just so much healing coming out from the Kingpin here. Barely able to whittle down the HP of such a beefy guy.
Yeah, that looks like that's going right to Happy Mcmuffins.
Yeah, excellent work in round 1 for Happy there. And hopefully we can see Yandaus bounce back and let's see what they've got for the draft.
All right, let's take a look.
Getting into the defenders here. Ooh, what do you think? I'm thinking Arcus is definitely the pick for Yandaus here. Maybe the Spider-Ham, actually. Spider-Ham is a very tricky defender. They do not have the unblockable specials this time, so a little bit tougher, a little bit easier to deal with since that special 2 won't be unblockable, but still a very tricky defender.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on that one. I think Spider-Ham is going to be the way. Yep, there he goes. He picks him up. And for Happy Mcmuffins, do you think he's going to go with that Dormammu here?
I feel like he's got to go with the Mojo. Yeah, I feel like Mojo is
right.
the pick here. Such a tough
There
defender.
it is.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm feeling like Void or maybe Immortal Abomination here for Yandaus could be a really good pick. Yeah, it goes with the Void.
He goes Void.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's pretty good. If you get some Petrifies there, Mojo does have quite a bit of healing. He also has the Super Buffet, which is going to give him power with Rich Get Richer, as well as healing from Super Buffet. So, yeah, Void is a great pick here. And we see the Spider-Man 2099 come in for Spider-Ham.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to see. He's gonna have those exhaustions. And he's going to go for that Wither, but there's not a lot of power gain going on here. So it's really interesting to see what his method is.
Yeah, I think the big thing here with that Spider-Man 2099 is the fact that he will never gain buffs. That's going to help you deal with Super Buffet by completely ignoring it altogether. Only downside is he just has to be careful that Spider-Ham doesn't gain any buffs and starts gaining power from Rich Get Richer. But so far he's doing a great job. Love that he's not going for these super big combos and he's making sure he's safe from the evade for whenever it's up. You see the evade trigger there and Spider-Ham gets the unblockable. Very scary moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like he's going straight for the special 2 to make sure that he lands that Wither, and then he's going to be able to be placing ruptures on him at all times while pushing him over his power bars in order to detonate them. So let's see how he handles it.
Yeah, he's also something worth noting here is he is gaining a ton of health back from these debuffs that Spider-Ham is putting on him. The taunts and the Porker Poppers are helping him stay topped up in this fight big time. That Willpower Mastery is coming in clutch.
Now, I'm wondering if he's going to go for the special 3 here as well and give himself a little bit more safety by landing in a long-lasting slow that he can keep going for pretty much the rest of the match.
Yeah, hopefully Spider-Ham's going to let him. He's got a ton of those Porker Poppers on him right now, which means that special 3 could be just a little bit of doom and gloom for him, even in the science class. But hopefully this Spider-Ham will play with him a little bit and let him get that. Could go for it here. No, he's going to try and bait out another special 1, it looks like.
Yeah, he needs a little bit of debuff pausing there so that he can gain the most effectiveness once he does place that slow.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to want those charges up for Spider-Man 2099. Keep the debuffs on as long as possible, but you can just see his health. He's staying very healthy from all of these debuffs Spider-Ham is sending his way.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really great set of backdraft intercepts on very short combos. Looks like he has an absolute mastery of this, and he's taking his time healing with that willpower, as you said. I wonder if he's just going to stay on that special 3.
Yeah, you know what? These Porker Poppers are not letting up, so not a lot of options for him to get that safely in there without taking some damage back. Doing a great job, though, of keeping in control of this fight. His timer is getting quite close, so you gotta wonder if he's gonna just take the hit and try to throw that special attack, or if he's just gonna try and ride it out. Looks like it's gonna be tough to finish this match at this point, though.
Yeah, I agree. Man, but his basics are phenomenal here. Like, he literally knows exactly what he's doing out here on the stage.
Yeah, and finishing with almost a yellow bar here. Can he get the... Oh, gets clipped right at the end. But so much health on Happy there. That's going to net him a lot of points in that one. Excellent fight from Happy Mcmuffins there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, super tricky defender in the Spider-Ham there. Lots going on, lots of evades, but great work with that Spider-Man 2099. And the pressure is really on for Yandaus now. He's going to need to fight tooth and nail to get that first win of the series. Let's see if he can do it.
Okay, got our Void here. So we have our class advantage going in. I'm wondering if he can actually gain those Petrifies up front and maybe help him out there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he gets it. You know, we've been seeing a lot of lucky rolls on Petrify throughout the series here. Like, people that really, really needed it ended up getting it.
Yeah, Void's being very generous with those Petrifies around these parts. And, yeah, hopefully he can get another one. Unlucky on the second one. Maybe he gets it on the third. Lots of buffs here on the Mojo, though. He's going to have to watch out for that dexterity up right now. Means that Mojo's going to be continuously trickling some power. Oh, yeah, nullifies there.
So he did somewhat avoid that special too. Took some block damage there, did dex a little bit of it. And he did miss that special one, which I think was actually really imperative for him. He really needs to get that debuff on to help him get through this. But he's got some reflect. Took a little bit of a hit there. Oh! So Mojo had some mercy on him.
Yeah, I really like actually opting into just holding the block there so Mojo doesn't do the degen to you from nullifying. As you see there, when he triggers the dex, Mojo will do the nullify, or Super Buffet will do the nullify, which means Mojo will be applying a degen to you. We call him Nojo because nobody wants to fight him. But yeah,
that's right.
But super tough fight there, especially on this node combination. Really great try by Yandaus there, but man, is Mojo just such a tough defender to deal with.
Yeah, man, and hence that's why he gets banned. So looks like Happy Mcmuffins gets another 2-0 sweep. This guy is sweeping the nation and this competition.
Yeah, if we're not careful, he might just sweep the whole world. But, of course, he has one more competitor to go up against. Can he also take down his final opponent?
All right, we've got Happy Mcmuffins versus Fintech. Now, I don't know, man. It kind of feels like, you know, when you're like watching a game and you're like, dude, are we going to see another triple-double here? And that's kind of what it feels like with this whole sweeping thing. This dude is sweeping all the way through, and he has the chance to sweep the entire series.
Yeah, for sure. But of course, Fintech also swept his first series here as well. Both of these guys coming in with a vengeance, really gunning for that finals. And we see the Tigra ban here from Happy Mcmuffins. Definitely has done his research. He knows about Fintech's Tigra.
Yeah, that's got to sting, man. He's got to see that and be like, oh.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would be a little heartbroken on that one, but looks like he's ready to answer back. I really like this Scarlet Witch pick here. She is a very powerful character.
Yeah, especially in this series. I think it surprised a few people that did end up going up against her, just how powerful she actually is.
Yeah, I think a big part of that too is a pretty unfamiliar character. A lot of people haven't played with her. Still need those sigil tokens to get that 6-star. So yeah, I think it's an awesome pick, and we see the vision here for Happy. Love that pick. Vision has been amazing, especially with that collar tech mastery.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, you might even see a live action fight version of WandaVision here.
Yeah, no kidding, and it looks like his vision is 20/20 because he is doubling up on both of them. Great draft so far by both players. Love seeing this yellow jacket come in for Fintech as well. Totally surprised us with him. An amazing counter. We see the Mephisto on the other side, so I bet you he's hoping to show that matchup off again.
Yeah, man, and of course I'm loving the Ma pick from Happy Mcmuffins. He's such a beast on both offense and defense, especially in this contest. I'm excited to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, I think Ma has quietly been one of the most powerful picks we've had here. He's picked on Fintech's side as well, but we also see the Mojo. Mojo, I don't think anybody's been able to take down yet in the entire showdown. Very, very tough defender to deal with.
Yeah, I agree. And we've also got a Ma on the other side there as well, including a Warlock, which is a staple of safety on offense, but can be a bit of a nuisance on defense.
Yeah, for sure. He can definitely slip you up on defense, making those abilities fail. He can be very tricky. We see the Kingpin come in again, another staple of these series, and Sasquatch, another one. These guys are really seem to be gravitating towards those very versatile characters where in a pinch you can use them as an attacker if you need to, but they're also a great defender.
Yeah, absolutely. And one more note on that Warlock, being able to block the healing and then trigger off that power drain is going to be really helpful. So it's looking like that's going to be more of an offensive pick there.
Yeah, totally agree on that one. Warlock, a great power control character, especially if the opponent's using willpower. We know that Happy is running willpower, so that's going to be very helpful. We see the Hercules picked up here. Very interesting. We actually haven't seen Hercules played at all outside of the qualifiers. A very powerful character, but he's got to be kind of tough to use in these really tricky fights.
Yeah, there's a little bit of building and ramping him up that's required. I think there's just too much going on here for him to be a viable champion to take the win.
Yeah, and definitely a little bit of a risky play style going for all of those intercepts, which we have seen some of these guys absolutely kill it on, but a very mandatory thing with Hercules, so it can be very risky to play.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we are up on our first defensive pick. I don't know. I'm feeling the maw here, man. I'm feeling the maw here, because oh no, he goes Sasquatch.
Interesting. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So we saw Scarlet Witch come in for Fintech. I'm feeling you've definitely got to go with one of the visions here. Try to just keep her under wraps, power control the whole time. And then I really like the yellow jacket here as a counter to Sasquatch. I'm curious to see if he goes for that. Can probably try to go for the Warlock as well. That's a very long fight. I've taken that fight many times in war. Yeah, unfortunate thing here with that one is Sasquatch is immune to armor break, which means you're gonna miss out on those really valuable debuffs, and you're not gonna be triggering willpower nearly as much. So the power control is much weaker in that fight. But speaking of power control, let's see if Happy can control this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of his choice of Age of Ultron vision versus our OG vision here?
Yeah, so personally, I still think OG Vision is definitely the more powerful option. He has a little bit easier time power controlling, and I do like the plan here of reserving him for maybe a harder fight later, maybe a more aggressive power gain fight. So going in here with the Vision Age of Ultron, definitely going to still be able to deal with this Scarlet Witch, but still has that ace in the hole of the other Vision.
Yeah, I'm really liking this choice here. The power steal, I think, is absolutely essential in keeping his opponent up against the wall and make sure that he continues to steal from them and also gain power on his end. I'm liking this decision.
Yeah, I totally agree. And as we've seen a few times already, excellent work here, keeping the opponent in the corner, landing some super great stand-up intercepts and draft-back intercepts over and over again. Just great play so far.
Absolutely. This is literally like watching Deja Vu in real time.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? We have no reason to doubt that he's not got this one in the bag now. We've seen Happy time and time again absolutely crush it on this Vision, and he seems to be poised to do it again.
Yeah, I've got to say, man, you can really tell the difference between someone who just kind of does backdraft intercepts and hopes that it works versus someone that does backdraft intercepts and knows that it's going to work.
Yeah, it does get clipped there, but he's able to recover, getting close to that special 3. Okay, he's going to drop it there. Yeah, definitely a good call going for this one. Going to get a ton of that HP back with Adrenaline. Going to keep him healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and getting close to that Assassin's Rage as well. 1 or 2 more combos, and he's going to be doing some huge damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, take a look at his attack patterns. Sometimes he'll attack and he'll wait just a slight moment before backing off because he's actually reading what the opponent is doing. Other times he'll go right away knowing that they're going to follow. I think that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job. Some very good reactive play here, and great job getting back into that fight and regaining control of that Scarlet Witch.
I agree. That was a fantastic view, man. Anybody else taking notes? I did. It's right here on the floor. I will read them later.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent stuff. And yeah, now it's up to Fintech to see if he can live up to the potential of what Happy just put out there.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah, so this matchup is going to be super tough. You see the armor up immediately eaten there by Super Buffet. So hopefully he will be able to get back. Let's see. Yeah, this timer.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna stay on, man.
Yeah, this timer is going to be super rough for him. He's going to be always eating these armor ups every single time they come up, unless he triggers Dex. And the other thing that's going to be super tough with this one too is, like I had mentioned earlier, Sasquatch is immune to armor break, which means he will not be debuffed very often, and you can really only rely on that special one to power control.
Yeah, and looks like Happy threw on a bit of Mystic Dispersion there, man. Because every time he lost his armor up, he was gaining a pretty nasty amount of power.
Yeah, that's definitely something we've seen a lot with Happy in these games, is he has just a great mind for getting great masteries. Color Tech, Mystic Dispersion, he's really coming out here and really seems to have an amazing plan. Oh, gets clipped by the hit there. Yeah, very, very rough stuff for Fintech there. As you saw there, yeah, that special 2, normally you'd apply the armor breaks and it would just be easy street for Warlock, keeping you power controlled for the rest of the fight, but Sasquatch is immune to those. So, yeah, great round 1 there, and it'll go to Happy Mcmuffins.
Yeah, that not only a masterclass showing in how to fight, reading the AI, and just having some fantastic plays, but also being able to read his defense, because that is the other half of the strategy. If you don't have that, you're not winning very many games.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent mastery setup on both the attack and the defense front there. Color Tech coming in clutch with those Punisher and those Vision fights, keeping him super topped up on his power and his opponent down on theirs. And I love the call out of the Mystic Dispersion there too. Definitely made that Sasquatch matchup significantly harder.
Absolutely. All right, let's check out our round 2. We've already got one in the bag here for Happy Mcmuffins. Let's see if Fintech can stay in the game.
Yeah, so looking at Happy's defenders here, I'm thinking maybe the Maw, he could answer the Maw with the, I feel like, yeah, he's got to use the Yellow Jacket here on Fintech's side. Maybe you go in with the Kingpin, but I'm feeling the Mephisto and the Maw are definitely very tough defenders to deal with here.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, he went with Mephisto. Oh, okay. Well, he's already got the experience on that one, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be picking up that Yellow Jacket. On his side, I think Mojo's the only clear choice here. Oh, he goes with Ebony Maw. Yeah, I actually didn't even see it. My bad. I love Ebony Maw. I know I've been saying it the whole time. Okay, here he goes.
Yeah, Ebony Maw, a great defender for sure. I think we've seen a little bit more onus on the Mojo. Mojo maybe performed a little bit better, but Maw is no slouch for sure, especially in this format. He's very tough to deal with, and we get to see the Yellow Jacket versus Mephisto matchup again. That was so great in that earlier fight.
Yeah, I'm looking for that rematch, but he's fighting him on a different mastery set this time, man. It might be a little bit tough.
Yeah, you're totally right. He's going to have a bit of a difference coming in here. But yeah, Happy coming in with his OG Vision. As I was talking about earlier, he had this ace in the hole. He's got another great power control option, but this is going to be an easy fight by no means. Having those falters come in and this window of opportunity, as well as Maw having those non-contact specialist or basic attacks. Ooh, yeah, that was
hard parry there, man.
Yeah, tough stuff for sure. Getting back in control though, great special 2 there.
I wonder if he's gonna have a chance to. He's trying to bait out a heavy here, I think, to return heavy to stop that focus.
Yeah, that's going to be the really tricky thing. Having those non-contact basic attacks as well as this window of opportunity stun. Wow, look at Fintech's definitely got max tilt limber though. There's no chance he can land a heavy off of those parries. I'm sure he's aware of that now. So yeah, you're right. I think that heavy punish is the only option he has.
Yeah, maybe he can inch in there a little bit. Maybe back off of the heavy, light attack in, and wait for it. I don't know. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
I do not envy that.
Yeah, no kidding. But it does look like he's just doing a great job of managing this falter. Hasn't missed a single hit yet, which means Mon's gonna have a much harder time applying those degens, and really just excellent work managing the Maw in this fight by Happy Mcmuffins.
Yeah, absolutely. And he is in Black Dung right now. That timer is going to be up in just a little bit, so he's going to have to keep his distance and try not to hit him here. Otherwise, he's going to end up with degen, so he's going to back off. He clears it out. I think he's doing really good here.
Yeah, no, really great job. This is a super difficult fight to deal with. Lots of things to keep in mind with Super Buffet, with the Rich Get Richer, and with all of these falter debuffs coming in every so often. So many moving pieces in this fight. Ooh, just gets clipped right at the end there. Can he bounce back and get this special 2, get that adrenaline heal?
Yep, he got the adrenaline heal. Dude, masterclass in here. Looks like he's also a pro at clock watching. Knew exactly when to back off and is clearing it up. Dude, it looks like he's just got him on a rhythm here, man. I think I'm calling it. He's got this one in the bag. There it goes.
Excellent
and it's
work.
done.
Great fight by Happy Mcmuffins. Super amazing. Super difficult fight to deal with there. So many moving pieces with that Maw on this window of opportunity and Super Buffet, but he absolutely crushed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to really sell the difficulty that's going on there, that's a lot of multitasking to keep track of. Not only are you keeping track of your buffs, but you're keeping track of what's going on the other side. You're also keeping track of that vision, which has no timer, but you have to wait for that. You gotta wait for that power to come in while watching the falter, as well as watching your focus timers, and then the black tongue. That's a lot of stuff to put in, and then still have a showing like that. I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, if you know a circus, I've got a great juggler over here with Happy Mcmuffins. Excellent work. But we're going to have to see if Fintech can answer it back and bring this into the round of 3. All right, so we see the Soul Imprisonment here again, actually helping out early on with making sure that Dexterity will not trigger. And this huge energy resist on our boy Yellow Jacket, helping him survive through these incinerates.
Yeah, man. This is he takes a couple of hits there, gets the reverse intercept from Mephisto, which is always unfortunate. He's going to have to bait this out. Oh, man, he goes right into the special 3. It's basically a repeat of last fight, so let's see if he can actually pick up and finish this out like he did last time.
Yeah, big time. He's not been able to get as many hits in so far, which means that that meltdown charge has not been built up nearly as much. He's going to have to be a little aggressive here and hope that he can get some hits in on this Mephisto. Great intercept there. Good stuff here, beating these specials out. But yeah, lots of healing coming in here from this Mephisto. And
yeah, it's going to be even harder now that the Soul Imprisonment is gone. He's going to be feeding him. There he goes. He just fed his power bar. Ah, man, that's this looks tough, man. It doesn't look like he's breaking that health down at all.
Yeah, no kidding. Definitely looks like the big difference here being that Mystic Dispersion, helping out a ton with this Mephisto, just gaining tons and tons of power. Ooh, but that Petrify is actually saving him from the special 3. Wow.
Yeah, that's a really great piece there. I thought he was finished there for a second, and looks like Fintech's got himself a second win here.
Yeah, no kidding. Excellent work there, getting that Petrify in. Unfortunately, the meltdown timer does reset, so Mephisto will be gaining health until he builds that up again. But once he does, he'll be able to handily get that health down again.
Yeah, absolutely. And he gives him that special attack right away. I'm pretty sure he's happy about that. He's got to build back up to that special 2 here. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a nail biter.
Yeah, no kidding. I think Fintech's doing an excellent job here. Oh, we might get a special 3. You gotta wonder, maybe going for a special 2 for that Petrify again, but I think he's done a great job with this fight. That Mystic Dispersion added by Happy is an absolute game changer.
Yeah, man. Again, another mastery in mastery that's showing us. You get to see Happy playing whether he's actually playing or not.
Yeah.
But this is getting very close. I hope that he can take this down. He's so close to the special 2. To drop in that Petrify, he's got it. Bam!
Stuff. Yeah, and you know what was actually great there is he actually triggered Mephisto's regen during the meltdown core, which means all of his healing will be reversed, so he won't be gaining any bonuses from it. And just, this is going to be a close one. This could close it out. He's in that assassin's range now, and that power sting is going to do some huge damage. Oh no, he pushes him to a special 3.
Oh,
no.
So close, my gosh.
So close. Wow, amazing fight by Fintech though. That is not an easy one to deal with, and he did such a great job coming back. Even though Happy had those Mystic Dispersion Masteries maxed out there, really great fight coming out of Fintech.
Yeah, man. I don't think that there was really anything that he could have done. It looks like he did everything right with that champion. It just looks like that mastery was just a little bit too powerful for him, and he got all the way to the end, just narrowly missing it.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for much of a closer series, but with that, Happy Mcmuffins does take round 2, and he wins the series, meaning he is our champion of Summoner Showdown 2021.
Yeah, and not only that, he swept yet another one. That is just astounding.
Yeah, actually just insane. What an amazing performance. Completely undefeated in the entirety of Summoner Showdown 2021. You can tell that he was upset about that loss last year, and he came back swinging.
Absolutely. All right, man, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out our players, our runner-ups, and of course, our champion. Congratulations on making it this far, my man. How are you feeling about your performance?
Well, my feelings right now, I would say mixed feelings. One thing is that, although I felt that I could have put in more effort and to play much better, but overall I think that to reach this far, I'm pretty happy for my achievement. It's considered a milestone unlock.
Yeah, excellent work. Yeah, you were, obviously one of the top 3 summoners for 2021 here. An amazing feat of itself, beating out some veteran players in your region as well. I'm curious if you've got any, takeaways from this, anything you might want to try and change in your strategy for next year.
Well, I would not know whether I will participate next year, but if I were to, I guess I will have to do my homework well by, studying how the other players play, to gain a better knowledge of the skills, and also to read up more about and to study harder about those champions' abilities, to see how they interact in different situations, and of course to work around with my masteries as well.
Yeah, on that note, when we spoke earlier, you had mentioned that you weren't changing your strategy or your deck or your masteries. Do you feel like that maybe hurt you in this round?
I would say it could be. It may hurt a bit because I wasn't expecting to face a number of defenders that I thought I wouldn't face. So yeah, I guess that because of that, yeah, it gave away the fight basically.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I think you still did amazing, excellent work so far. Maybe give us what you thought was your favorite fight or one of the favorite moments you had of Showdown this year.
Well, Showdown this year, I would say that is for both the semis and the finals.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess one of the good fights I felt was the fight against Happy Mcmuffins I was fighting his Mojo, I believe, if I didn't remember wrongly. Yeah, I was using Void.
Yeah.
And a couple of times I made mistakes, and I thought I was gone, but some reason I just felt hey, just tough it out. So yeah, although I couldn't KO his opponent, but I felt that it was a pretty good fight. I survived longer than I expected to. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, excellent work on that fight for sure. We all know that Mojo is no slouch here. Definitely one of the most popular picked ones here. And yeah, excellent work in that fight, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I agree. Well, Yandaus, thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us about your strategies and how you felt about this match. You did absolutely fantastic. Getting this far, congratulations once again. And hopefully, we'll see you next year.
Hopefully too.
All right, now next up, we got Fintech. Let's see what he thought about his performance. All right, our next runner-up here, we've got Fintech, my man. Congratulations for making it this far. Your fights were pretty astounding all the way through. Just wanted to ask you, how did you feel about your performance in the finals here?
I'd say I did pretty well. Of course, I could have done better, but I mean, I have no regrets. I played as well as I could have.
Yeah, totally agree. I think you played phenomenal. We saw you absolutely crushing the qualifiers. We saw you kill it in the semis. And I'm curious, maybe do you have anything that you might have want to change with your strategy in the finals here? Something that you feel like you maybe could have brought to the table to help you out a little bit more?
Not really, nothing that I can think of right now. I got pretty unlucky with my pulls against Happy Mcmuffins, but you play with what you have.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I did see in your draft that I wanted to ask you about, I saw in that, I think it was round 2 or round 3 against Happy, you opted in for the Ebony Maw over the Mojo. We'd been talking a lot about Mojo back here, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that pick.
Yeah, I was just taking the AI into consideration there. It likes to save for the SP3 and like stand and do nothing, so I figured he could probably kill him.
Yeah, fair enough. A great pick nonetheless.
Yeah, and we all know that you really, really love Tigra. And when we saw Happy Mcmuffins ban her, it was like a shot through the heart. Like, what were you feeling at that moment?
I was a little disappointed, but I can see why he did that.
He was out for blood for sure. I gotta ask though, how did you enjoy everything? Maybe give us a favorite moment of the finals or the semifinals. How did you enjoy it all?
I really liked it. I had a good time here. Met some great people. My favorite moment from the finals, I'd say, was when I got to use Tigra for the first and only time this tournament.
Yeah, and you're an absolute beast on that character, as we all know. So excellent work in that fight specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the community is going to have a really great time watching that fight and maybe learning a few things on the way. All right, gotta love that humility, and I really think that we may see him again next year. Now, we do have our finalist, our champion of the Summoner Showdown 2021. Let's bring in Happy Mcmuffins. And without further ado, we have our Summoner Showdown 2021 champion, Happy Mcmuffins. Congratulations, dude, for making it all the way to the end. I feel maybe you're feeling a little bit vindicated here.
Absolutely. Last year, it wasn't too great to lose like that, to lose by one hit, but I'm glad that I was able to come back and get the victory this time.
Yeah, big congratulations, man. Love seeing you come back with a vengeance here. Absolutely crushing it. Just curious, maybe walk us through what your favorite fight of the finals was here.
Well, I think for, this whole thing, my whole MVP has been Collar Tech. Like, that mastery is really, really good. All of my tech fights this round were really smooth. The Punisher 2099 was probably my favorite one. But the Vision fights, both of them, they went pretty smoothly. And yeah, I really love that mastery.
Yeah, love to see it.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic mastery. Seeing you discover it last year, having Punisher 2099, and seeing you figure it out live, we saw like the gleam in your eye, and you're like, man, that's a lot better than I thought it was with Punisher 2099. And seeing that return was actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Totally agree. So, yeah, loved seeing the Punisher 2099. Loved the Vision. Also saw you bring out the Spider-Man 2099, which we talked to you about earlier today. Just want to get your thoughts on how that matchup went up too, because Spider-Ham is not an easy defender.
Yeah, that one didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. He was able to obviously counter the buffet, and I was able to survive the fight and get some health off of him, but I couldn't really do my specials, so I couldn't really rack up the damage, and his damage output isn't too high to begin with, so I timed out in that fight, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, and this was actually a masterclass in not only how to fight in fights, but a masterclass in sweeping. Dude, you swept the entire series, swept every fight in the semifinals, and you swept the finals itself. That's quite astounding. Stupendous, actually.
Yeah, it went pretty smoothly, I'd say.
I couldn't agree more. You did an absolutely awesome job in not only the semis, but the finals. Like Dave said, you swept all of them, didn't drop a single round. Absolutely awesome stuff, and congratulations again, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So, what message do you have for your fellow finalists after taking the win? Was this a difficult thing for you? Did you feel really comfortable going through? Were you feeling like in your groove the whole way? Like, give us some insight here.
I felt pretty comfortable going in. I'm familiar with Fintech, and he's really good with Tigra, so I knew I had to ban Tigra because he probably would have won one of those rounds if he was able to use Tigra. But yeah, I think it worked out pretty well.
Oh, I'd say so. You're taking home the trophy. Well, Happy Mcmuffins, thank you so much for coming and giving us some insight here on how you got through these matches, some of that inside baseball, and some of those strategic moves, which was actually pretty great, as you mentioned, that Tigra banning and clinching the win at the end. So hopefully, maybe we'll see you around next year as a returning champion. You never know. There's lots of emerging summoners out there that really feel like they might have a chance next year. So we'll see you then.
Well, I'll be back.
Well, there you have it, folks. What an amazing Summoner Showdown 2021, and we crowned our brand new champion with Happy Mcmuffins. What an absolute beast of a player. John, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought he was amazing. He showed an absolute masterclass today in the contest, totally dominating the Battle Realm. Not only did he sweep the semifinals, he also swept the finals. He didn't drop a single round in the entire tournament. Absolutely amazing performance by a winner, Happy Mcmuffins.
Yeah, man. Dude, I can't even see the bar. He set it so high. So, next year, our summoners have a lot of work to do to break that record.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope that we get to see some returning faces next year, too. We had some wonderful competition from all 9 of our competitors here in the Summoner Showdown. And I hope that we can see them come back and try to get back into the finals again next year.
Absolutely, I agree. Now, if you did like the Summoner Showdown, make sure that you click like, subscribe, follow, comment, and share. We've got some pretty exciting stuff on the way, and you want to stay updated on it. Trust me on that. Now, remember, stay dorky, and we'll catch y'all in the Battle Realm.